Hi, ladies. It's Doona here. Thank you for joining in for our 15-day prenatal yoga challenge. Today is day 4, and we'll be focusing on strengthening our legs, our hamstrings, as well as our glutes. Okay, so as you get further along in your pregnancy, it's going to be really important to do these exercises to help you support your pregnancy. Okay, and it's going to help you with labor as well. Okay, so we're actually going to get started in child's pose with our big toes touch, knees apart. Again, just a reminder, always grab your blocks, bolsters, blankets, a strap, just in case. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So depending on how big you are or how far along you are, bring your knees as wide as you need so that your belly is able to fit between your thighs. You could also place a bolster underneath your hips to elevate your hips, get more space. So just take the next couple rounds of breath to readjust, to settle in. Then once you get comfortable, relax your forehead and allow your shoulders to soften. Begin to focus on your breathing. Coming into the present moment, noticing how your breath is. Maybe your breathing is still a little shallow. Maybe you're having trouble with shortness of breath, which is really common in your pregnancy. At least for me, I'm having a little difficulty with that as well. So in the beginning of the practice, I always like to kind of tune inwards. Starting to slow it down. Once you slow down your breath, notice how your body and your mind follows. Everything starts to relax. Everything starts to slow down. One more breath here. Breathe in. And let it go. Good. On your next inhale, rise up to tabletop position, and let's take 3 rounds of cat and cow pose. So as you exhale, begin to lengthen your spine, engage your core, stack your shoulders over wrist. Inhale, drop your belly, bend your elbows slightly back, lift your chest, find that thoracic extension. And as you exhale, round your upper back. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Find flexion through your upper back. Good. 2 more breath to movement. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then on your next inhale, lift your knees, press your hips up, straight to downward facing dog. Feel free to bring your feet hip width. If you need a little bit more space, you could always walk your feet a little wider. First down dog, I like to kind of create some movements, just feel out my legs. Notice how my shoulders feel. Let your head relax, maybe sway them side to side. Make sure all 10 fingers are spread out wide, pressing evenly into your index, your knuckles, your fingertips, as well as your thumbs. Good. And then from here, you're going to shift forward into high plank, top of a push-up. Feel free to drop to your knees at any time. Stack your shoulders over wrist. Put micro bends in your elbows so you don't hyperextend. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. So try to keep your hands and feet there in the same distance as your high plank. You don't want to shorten your down dog too much. Now bring your big toes to touch. On your inhale, leading with your right inner thigh. Lift your right leg as high as you can without opening up your hips. So if you gaze at your right toes, they should be pointing down. Pelvis is neutral. Feel free to bend through your left knee. On your next inhale, lift a little higher, again leading with your inner thigh so your hips don't open. As you exhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Keep shifting forward, round your back, and step your right foot between your hands, right next to your right thumb for your first lunge position. Again, depending how far along you are, you might want to bring your feet to the outside of your right hand so there's enough space for your belly. Once you're there, feel free to rock forward and back. Feel your hips. Notice how your glutes feel. Okay, so from here, now to strengthen your hips as well as your legs, you're not just relaxing in this pose. I want you to lift your chest, draw your right outer hip back, and hug your inner thighs in. Okay, then right away you should start to feel your adductors, your inner thighs start to engage. You should feel your left thighs start to firm up. You should feel your glutes turn on. Okay, so you're working your legs here, holding and squeezing it in for 3. Keep your chest lifted for 2. And 1, drop your left knee. Straighten your right leg for a nice hamstring stretch. So if your hamstrings are already flexible, I want you to bend your knee and kind of back off because throughout your pregnancy, you actually don't want to stretch your hamstrings too much. But mine are pretty tight since I love to do some cardio and running and all that good stuff. They tend to get really tight. So again, listen to your body. You don't want to stretch it too much if you're already flexible there. Okay, now, without actually moving your right foot, we're going to start to activate our hamstrings. We're going to start to strengthen them. Again, without actually moving your right foot, you're dragging your right heel back against the mat. So if you see my heel kind of pull back, you're going to feel the intense activation in your right hamstring, okay? And then your left knee will slightly pull forward towards your right heel. So you're focused on pulling the mat towards each other, okay? Again, working your legs here, holding for 3. Pulling your right heel back for 2 and 1. Good. Rebend your right knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your torso, lift your arms. Same thing here. You're not just relaxing. Focus on lifting your hips, lifting your side waist, lifting your frontal hip bone. Then from there, squeeze your inner thighs in, hug your outer glutes in. So again, you're activating your legs. Lift your lower belly in and up, draw your front ribs in, then sink a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale, plant your palms, step your right foot back to high plank. Hold on your inhale. Lift your chest away from your thumbs, broaden through your upper back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, don't move your hands and feet from your high plank to down dog. Walk your feet together. Inhale, left leg high. Keep your hips square. So only lift your left leg as high as you can without your hips opening. Even if your left leg is down here, it's better than this. All right? Good. So keep rolling your left inner thigh up. Feel free to microbend your right knee. Firm up through your quads. Strengthen. Flex your left feet down. Inhale. And exhale. Step your left foot between your hands. Try to use your core. Good. Feel free to come onto your fingertips. Again, you have your blocks. Always just rock forward and back. Just feeling your legs, feeling your hips. Walk your left foot out as much as you need, giving room for your baby. All right, now find stillness. Activate your legs, same action. Hug your inner thighs in, hug your outer hips in. Pull your right thigh up, firm up through your right quad. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hold. Last inhale. You're squeezing everything in. And as you exhale, drop your right knee. Inhale, straighten your left leg for about 3 breaths here. Again, you don't want to overstretch, so if your hamstrings are already open, micro bend. Keep hugging the inner thighs in. Flex your left toes up. Keep your spine long. Now, without actually moving your left foot, drag your left heel towards your right knee. Pull your right knee towards your left heel. Activate your left hamstrings. Hold for 3. Spine is still long for 2. And 1. Rebend your left knee. Inhale, crescent moon. Take a few breaths to readjust. Lift your frontal hip bone. Keep lengthening and lifting up through your right hip flexor. Draw the navel in to keep your core engaged. Hug your inner thighs in. Relax your shoulders. Biceps frames your ears. Inhale. And exhale, plant your hands. Lift your right knee. Step back to high plank. Hold on your inhale. Firm up your quads. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Again, step your right foot between your hands. Use your core to get there. Feel free to walk your feet a little wider. But this time, keeping your left knee lifted, let's rise up to high lunge. Wait for your inhale, then slowly rise. Good. All right. So same action. You're not just dumping. You're lifting your sideways, lifting your hips even. Straighten your left leg, pull your left thigh up. Then, keeping everything active, bend your right knee over your right ankle. Keep squeezing the outer hips in. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart. Dip your left knee, maybe touch the floor, and straighten. Reach your arms over your head. We're going to do that 2 more times. Find your drishti because this does require balancing. Exhale, hands to heart. Dip your knee. Inhale, straighten. Keep hugging your inner thighs in. You should feel the burn in your legs. Exhale, dip. Inhale, straighten. Good. All right, from here, bring your hands to heart. Shift forward. Feel free to hop your left foot forward and lift up to warrior 3. Don't open your left hip, so roll your left inner thigh up. Feel free to micro bend your right knee, but press more into your right big toe. You should feel the burn in your right outer glute, hamstrings, quads, holding here for another 3, 2, land back into your high lunge. You got this. Inhale. And exhale, plant your palms, step your right foot back, hold in your high plank, strengthen your arms through your upper back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Other side, step your left foot between your hands. Set up your foundation first. Again, feet hip width, maybe a little bit wider for you. Wait for your inhale, slowly rise. Few breaths to adjust. Make tiny adjustments. Eventually, you want to work your right leg to being straight. Good. 3 sets, breath to movement. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend your right knee, dip, hands to heart. Inhale. Slower the better. More control, more strength building. Exhale. Inhale. Keep your shoulders over hips. Last one, you got this. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Hold. Bring your hands back to heart. Shift forward. Rise up to your warrior 3. Take your time. You don't want to lock your left knee, but see if you can straighten a little bit more, strengthening more into the glutes. Keep your hips squared by rolling your right outer hip down. Chest stays slightly open and lifted. Holding for another 3. You got this, ladies, for 2. And 1. Land softly back to crescent lunge. Inhale. And exhale. Plant your palms. Step your left foot back. Hold in your high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Drop to your knees. Have a seat on your heels. If this is too much, you could always sit on your sit bones. Close your eyes and place your hands on top of your thighs. Take a breath in and a deep breath out. Good. All right, ladies, let's meet on our sit bones. Let's go ahead and stretch out our hips a little bit. We worked our legs a lot. You're going to feel a stretch in your inner thighs here as well. Let's go and slow down for the remainder of the practice. Make sure both sit bones are grounded. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips and folds. So now I want you to let go of the practice. I want you to focus on breathing into your legs, relaxing them now. Come back to why you started this challenge. Maybe it's to help you throughout your pregnancy, to help you release any tension, especially in your lower back. Maybe you have anxiety, maybe it's hard to sleep. Maybe yoga is helping you to stay relaxed. So I want you to come back to why you started in the beginning. And thank yourself for coming onto your mat. Good. As you inhale, slowly rise. And as you exhale, lower all the way down. For Shavasana, either lie on your back if you're in your first, maybe early second trimester, or come into fetal position. Let's take a breath in here together. Close your eyes. Inhale. And together, big exhale. Stay here a little longer. And I'll see you guys for day 5. Thank you, ladies.